got the exclusive video coverage for the Colts and Rams all coming up next.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
I didn't think our staff would even notice that we switched cleaning companies, but they did right away. They noticed that the office was cleaner, that things were bright, more vibrant, and that created a more positive working environment for us. There's always a potential to spread illness if our building isn't as clean as it possibly could be. Having Pinnacle in our building to make sure that it's as clean and safe and healthy as it can be helps us take the best care of our patients. It's family owned and operated, they're local, which means a lot to us.
Avita Home Health and Hospice is locally owned, locally managed. All of our staff, our board, everybody are members of the local community. Our medical director is a member of our local community and has practiced in Bucyrus for over the last 10 years. When you call in, you're getting a local person. The nurses that you talk to all live, work, and recreate in your community. I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years and I've taken care of 3 generations of some families. We're the hometown people.
It's the Panchos Tacos pregame show. You can order yours now for pickup at their Mansfield, Bellville, and Mount Vernon locations, as we've got Friday night football kicking off the 2025 sports season in a fantastic rivalry showdown coming up right here and now. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Skowronski. I've got the great Jonathon Langdon as my partner, and just 2 really successful programs about to go head-to-head, beginning the season with one another for, I think, the 4th consecutive year. It just doesn't get much better than this to kick things off here for the 2025 season.
Yeah, 2 schools, old rivals, but they are here today in a non-conference bout, just trying to get ready for the season and really just kick things off on a high note. Madison got the better end of the last year, Lady Colts. But, of course, those Colts trying to bounce back after a really solid season of a year.
Yeah, let's show you a little bit more about Clear Fork, who did capture their first district championship in a decade last season, and they return a ton of talent. They're going to look a lot different this season without the 3-sport All-Ohioan Mel Blubaugh. However, the cupboard is loaded with lots of returning players looking to step up and make some noise this year, Jonathan.
Yeah, they're losing 29 goals from Lady Colts, so they're trying to learn to kick back some offense, but that's what these games early on in the season are about.
And you see the schedule coming up for them really tough here out of the gates when you look at the likes of Ashland from the OCC, and then also Norway, and they've been super competitive as of late. And then Bexley, one of the best perennial programs in the entire state of Ohio, coming up from Columbus. The good news is that most of those are going to be at the Colt Corral, so they will have some home cooking. They also have back Miss Brinley Barnett this season. That's going to be our player spotlight. 3 years already at the varsity level. A breakout sophomore season was followed up by an outstanding junior year. She probably figures to be the #1 offensive option here in her senior campaign.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see her kind of take over that attack that's going to be looking to get a little bit more offense without Melody Woodlaw, of course. Brinley, coach's son. Of course, going into her 20th season of coaching. They're definitely going to have Brinley be a really big piece to what they do.
And a beautiful facility. Let's go to that live shot here out there on the field. Don't get to do a lot of games here at Startek Stadium here in Madison, so big shout out to Doug Rickert, the athletic director here for the Rams, and then the entire community for welcoming us in for this beautiful night of high school football that, of course, is featuring the home team, the Madison Lady Rams, who have been on an incredible 8-year run under their coach, Zach Huff, now in year number 10. Seems like he just took over not that long ago. Very young in 2024, struggled a bit offensively, but they've got a lot of key contributors back as well.
And also, they tend to spread their scoring around much more than we saw at Clear Fork last season. So they've got the pieces that can kind of put it together. It's just going to be figuring out who is going to lead this team. Because, of course, you want to be a committee when it comes to a sport like soccer, but you always got to have that 1 or 2 players that you can count on every single game to give you the very best they got.
Coach Huff certainly hoping that Angel Montanez can be one of those players. Led the team in scoring as a freshman last year. She plays club ball, made a national run this summer all the way out to Denver. We overlapped. I was out there at the same time, brought home the chip. She is a spark plug. You might want to mark her when she gets into the attacking third. She's young, but she's just got an aggressive nose to be able to put away some goals.
Yeah, just maybe you might want to try to mark her up here early in the season. So she's going to be looking to get that goal count up right away. They're going to be looking for her and a lot of opportunities early on in this game. Just trying to figure out what their offense is going to look like, because I'm sure they have plenty of things drawn up in practice, but not everything is going to stick. So we're going to see a lot of trial and error between these two teams in this game.
Let's jump into some keys to victory. We'll begin here with the Lady Rams at home. I feel like ball control is going to be a huge key for them. A lot of great competitors on the other side. Play keep away, force the Colts to come chase you, and then when you're 1v1s, you got to capitalize as individuals when those opportunities pop up, Jonathan.
Absolutely, and I think for the Clear Fork and Lady Colts, you got to pressure the midfield, because you can't let Madison kind of run all over you in this game. Bigger school, they had a little bit more success in the last couple of years, and then just have faith in that offense.
Yeah, also have faith on your keeper. Won 13 games last year behind Faith Smith. You got to believe in her to come out here, get it done. She was able to more often than not a season ago. And now here, opening night, obviously the sun is out. It is hot, so we'll see how that affects each of these teams. Obviously, Clear Fork over the last several years, they've kind of implemented 4, 5 subs at a time for Coach Brittany Bechtel. Certainly, I think that's going to work out in their favor here tonight. If you can stay fresh here on a, 86-degree day at kickoff. A little bit of rain coming through earlier this afternoon as well, so it's not great conditions for a high school soccer match, but with the rivalry juices flowing out here, I'm sure that they're going to find a way, each of them, to try to will themselves in front.
And also shout out to both of these coaches, some milestone years. Coach Brittany Bechtel in her 20th season that just started about a minute and a half ago, and then also Zach Huff going into his 10th year.
Yeah, perhaps nobody's done it better in the area than those two coaches. You throw in Larry Atkinson for the Ontario Lady Warriors in Richland County. They have been the premier county for girls soccer in North Central Ohio for a long time running. Thanks to those 3 coaches. A lot of pedigree here and some amazing runs, not just in the regular season with all the championships that they've been able to win, but now in the tournament, and couldn't be happier for Brittany and what this program was able to accomplish last year so many times. They got beat by Madison in the tournament over and over again, the Taylor Huff era, and then right after that, I believe, lost to them 4 times out of 6 years in the tournament. So with the expansion now to 7 divisions, it really helps out Clear Fork for both boys and girls, able to capture those crowns and go to regionals as we get a shot just wide here to open things up.
Yeah, just missing a little bit to the right, didn't get it quite cleanly.
So we'll get a goal kick off the restart here for the Lady Rams. This will funnel its way out of bounds here. Right at midfield. And Clear Fork, as mentioned, they're going to dive into their bench early, often here tonight, trying to keep girls fresh out there on the pitch. Rams coming up, trying to put some pressure. That was Montanez. She's going to be playing high, I think, pretty much all night. Consider her the girl up top that you're going to be looking for with some deep through balls if you can, and try to just get her out ahead of the defense, catch up to something. Tons of speed.
Yeah, and a lot of youth kind of in that attack with her kind of leading the way. This team was young last year, but they're starting to get that experience and just trying to work things along. Just a slow progression, of course, last year, a little bit of a stumbling block going out a little early in the tournament. But that just builds character, and that's what we're going to see out of Madison, not just today, but across the season.
Rams looking to put together a counterattack. A little bit of a miss hit here by Angel. It'll roll out here. It's a Clear Fork throw-in on the near side. Lady Colts on the road, and they're all white unis here today. And with this heat, probably the better jersey decision. Got several alternates, including the All Blacks.
Yeah, they probably won't whip those out until about October. Or unless we get a nice little subtle day with a bunch of clouds. But let's just talk about these two teams and how they used to play in some really big games when they were in the same division, but now it's kind of just a nice little way to start off the season. Of course, the competition and the competitiveness still there, as it has always been. But just starting off the season and maybe just a little bit different feel, especially these last 4 years when they've started off the season against each other.
Zoe Lamb taking her time. Looks to make the one-on-one move there, cut off by Ellie Powell. And Ellie, she's really moved around now in her third year, started as a freshman. Was kind of a goal scorer early on in her career, moving to an outside backer now in year number 3. And I always find it interesting, the progression of players. Here's Brinley Barnett. What a sensational pass on the money. See if we get a shot back post, but no. It's off target there from Sabri Caudill.
Yeah,
easily the best
ball.
look they've had on either side.
Yeah, going across the field that time. Just not a really great angle to shoot at. Even though you did have plenty of space, maybe try to take a touch towards the center of the field and get a better angle, but just not able to find it there. These two teams played pretty nice competition last year where Madison won 2-1. Able to keep it close, as these two teams typically do.
I feel like the last couple of seasons, Clear Fork has left the match feeling like they were the better team, but on the losing end of things. And I think kind of specifically last year, you saw the run that Clear Fork was able to make after coming out of the gates. 0 wins in their first 3 matches, a couple of losses, and a draw against Medina Buckeye. And then after that, went on a crazy run, just 1 more loss during the regular season, and mentioned that district championship that they were able to hang that new banner. So the Colts with a lot of momentum here coming into the season. And here we've got a corner kick right into the thicket, headed the opposite way, and it's cleared out of there. Well done by Avery O'Brien. I think we're going to get a trip and a foul here against the Lady Colts. Second look on our Northwestern Mutual replay. It's kind of where you want to put the ball into the blender there and allow somebody to go up and make a play. It was just the Lady Rams that got to it first.
Yeah, so first corner of the day, just trying to make something of it. And it wasn't too bad, but Madison well played defensively. And Clear Fork just going to have to hold on to things here in the back row. Just don't make any mistakes in the back four, especially against a team like Madison. Just keep booting things forward, give your attackers opportunities, but any passes between the defenders you cannot afford to miss.
Just about 7 minutes here into the competition. Lady Colts starting to take control right now over the last 3-4 minutes. Solid ball movement, little collision Colts will maintain. Here's Barnett with the turn. Shoots it through. She's had a couple of beautiful deliveries. And just not a lot of pace behind that one. Not sure what the intent was from Lily Swindoll, and it's easily gobbled up by the keeper.
Yeah, and I think the touch, when she was trying to go shoot, her first touch before it was a little bit ahead of her. So it kind of turned into a guided pass towards the net, but it didn't really have enough power.
Colts force the turnover. Here comes Lamp. Sends it through. Barnett, one touch to the outside. And a bit mismeasured. Looked like Katie Beck tried to sell the fact that Madison touched it. They did not.
Colts already getting some subs into the action.
Yeah, Coach Bechtel is going to do that frequently here tonight. And it's going to be interesting to see. Last year, it was groups of 4, sometimes 5 at a time. That's half of the lineup that's out there on the field minus the goalie. See if they have that same type of connectivity and depth here in 2025. Rams with another giveaway here in their own territory. There's the sophomore Quinn Stover getting the start here in year number 2. What an awesome beginning to her career. 3 different sports as a freshman and varsity time in all of them.
Yeah, and I've gotten a chance to see her pretty much in each sport that she played. Did a fantastic job kind of leading this team, especially the youth for the Colts, as we see Madison intervene there and get it out for a throw. But Quinn did a good job leading, kind of coming off the bench on the soccer pitch, and then on the basketball court, she led that JV team quite a bit, got a couple of looks at the varsity level, but she'll be back up. And it looks like she's grown quite a bit too already. You can kind of see getting up there in height.
Big throw, a nice height on that one too, but headed straight down by Peyton Bartolome. The Colts, though, those 50-50 balls, they've made it more like 70-30 in their favor from downtown. A laser, and that one sails wide and up top from Zoe Lamp. But you see, she's got the green light special from pretty much everywhere. Nice strike, just off target.
Yeah, we've seen pretty much just one opportunity for both teams. Just one chance from Clear Fork Lady Colts, where they were able to get it wide on the far side and just didn't have a quite great angle to get it on goal, hit the side of the net. But so far, the gas pedal has been all on for the Colts.
Stover again, just not much pace there. Easy save again for Ava. Drop kick. Lamp, I think, headed it on accident off the back of the noggin. So we get a collision. Angel continues to fight. And she'll push it into the middle. First time we've seen Kalia Clapper so far here tonight. Just checked in. Another stud as a freshman.
Right now, that middle third for Madison is starting to struggle to really try to build anything for their attack. But maybe as I say that, they might be able to build something here if that pass goes long.
Something that's cool about the Friday night football experience is that the soccer teams for the boys are each here in attendance tonight. Clear Fork actually rode the bus over with the ladies here, and one of only 2 games that they get the opportunity to do that, as Barnett, the speedster, able to track it down, hits the turf. No whistle, or is there? Yes, a late call comes in, and Barnett likely will handle this. We got a PK situation on the way, less than 10 minutes here into the campaign.
Yeah, great ball from the midfield from Clear Fork that has been winning the battle in the middle third thus far, and then a late contest that time from Bartolomea, and that's going to be a penalty. Just tripped up, and a good chance here for Clear Fork to strike first. And again, as you said, like last year, they felt like they were the better team even though they lost. So far, they played like the better team today.
Barnett capitalizes, banks it in. Diving attempt comes up just short here from Newsom, and it's 1-0 here. Lady Colts able to strike on the road.
And now that is now portrayed in the scoreboard for Clear Fork as they come in on the road and set a statement early. They're also going to get a nice platoon swap as 5 will sub out for the Lady Colts. And Barnett gets her first of the season.
Just one of my favorite players in the area over the last couple of years. Really exploded onto the scene as a freshman. 14 goals, also had 6 helpers. And then sophomore year, played in a little bit different variety and role. 12 goals for her. 16, though, last year. Started playing back up top again, and you see she's super comfortable when she's able to just use her speed to her advantage. And I think for Coach Bechtel, that's likely where she's going to want her senior captain to be the bulk majority of the year. Probably not sagging back as much into the midfield. You see just such a deadly weapon.
And doing my math correctly, that's her 30th goal of her career. So shout out to Brinley. Crossing a milestone tonight.
Well, I think 53 by my count so far.
Really?
Got 16 last year. 12 as her sophomore season, 14 as a freshman.
So 53. My mistake there.
A little bit behind the school record. She's got some work to do here this season. And last season, how many did? I mean, Mel Bluebob with 29. See if she's able to get somewhere up and around that range.
But Clear Fork's one of those teams that likes to rely on one scorer, maybe two, because, of course, as we see this here, of course, Barnett was a big piece of what they did last year, but the presence of Bluebob made it kind of a 2-horse race for that top goal scorer for the Colts, but definitely a chance to increase that quality, as she has pretty much year after year.
This one scooped up off the hop. Low driver there for Newsom. In Madison, they have been forced defending for about the last 7-8 minutes continuous. Very few opportunities to try to move it onto the opposite side of the pitch. And you see just consistent pressure here for Clear Fork. That was their calling card a year ago. Maintaining that same level of enthusiasm just to put some high heat on the back line of the defense so far, and it's paid off with the 1-0 advantage. Cambry Howe has it poked away from her. Now here's Washington.
Yeah, just some not so clean passes right now from Madison, just giving the ball away before they can even do much of anything. Like, it's just kind of back and forth right now, more so on Madison's end, just giving it up.
Little hip bump here to Swindoll. She gives it up. Lamp lays it right in front of the net. One-timer. And I think last touch by Brinley. It will be a goal kick, but gorgeous setup here from Zoe Lamp.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It could have potentially been offside, but you can't blame this ball. That is a gorgeous one, and that definitely is not going to be offside. But, yeah, just tapped it right over the defense. There was a good opportunity for Brinley to already get her second of the season. Just couldn't flick it goalwards.
Yeah, I think Brinley probably going to be the favorite to lead Richland County in overall scoring this season. Off to a fantastic start. Is this one behind Stover? She's able to somehow regain possession here for the Lady Colts. But a giveaway with Clapper halting on the brakes. Opportunity for Madison to try to start driving numbers forward. And here they go. Nice turn to the outside for Angel. Looks to redirect to the middle of the park, but a bad pass, and really stunted their own opportunities so far with some miscues that I think that Clear Fork has a little something to do, but at the same time, some over-eagerness here to start things off.
Yeah, it just feels like all the attackers right now are not on the same page. Passes going everywhere but the intended targets. But this Clear Fork team is really rattling them thus far. So looking at just the first 15 minutes, Clear Fork's won with flying colors.
My unofficial numbers, I've got Clear Fork so far 5 shots to 1 advantage right now over the Lady Rams. So
and that shot from the Rams came quite early too.
Yeah, they just haven't even been in the attacking third until lately. But a lot of white jerseys come at the point of attack, and a chance for a counter here.
That's a great intervention by Washington, but just not able to clear it all the way.
Here's Katie Beck on the outside, fighting with Kylie. She's able to keep it in. Well done by the Lady Rams, putting together a little attack of their own. Stomp on it, turning, looking is Nicholas. Little undercooked that time in the deflection Angel had to backtrack to the ball, but the Rams keep it. Little back and forth. Now Clear Fork tried to send it up ahead. Chase down here for Ashley Inman. Takes her out to the corner, and she'll just let it slide. I think it'll be a deep throw in here for the Lady Colts.
Yeah, but now everybody's going to slide up. It just feels like they're on that attack. There may have been a better opportunity to get that back to the goalkeeper, keep the ball in play for Madison rather than just settling for an out, and it did hit off the flag and go to the right, so it is going to be a corner.
Second opportunity tonight for the Lady Colts from the same spot. Here comes Bechtel. Puts it up really high.
Yeah,
Probably floated that one. Not sure that's exactly how it was drawn up.
Definitely didn't come up clean off the foot. But nonetheless, they'll keep it here and just throw.
See where the ball settles here. Comes Bechtel again. Big ball launched up top. Sneaks under the foot of Perry. And this will go out for a goal kick here for the Lady Rams and another substitution for the Colts, as they will get Lily Swindoll back out there into the midfield.
So like I said, Brian, trial and error, quite a bit of it here so far today. I think what we're seeing from Madison is they're getting the ball to Montanez, but just not in the right spots. It's been kind of just around the 40 to 50 yard line of the side that they're trying to attack, where they can't really get her in space, and that's on Clear Fork kind of just collapsing their defense, and they're trying, and they're succeeding in that thus far.
Madison right now, too, trying out some new things. Ashley Nicholas playing up top, the freshman. So we'll see what she's been able to showcase so far during the summer to earn her the starting job, but switching up to the forward position right now. And Coach Huff, he's done a really nice job here during his tenure of having freshmen come in and actually lead the way in scoring. I don't want to misspeak, but I think 3 times during his 9 years so far, that has been the case. So he's been able to find kids during the summer, put them in positions to succeed, and we'll see if Ashley's another one of those type of kids for him this season.
And there's a lot of people that are believers in you're only as good as your freshman class and how good you are at implementing them right away, because there can be some weak points with your underclassmen if you don't train them right, and that's not something that you can say Huff has not been able to do.
Low ball sneaks through. Great find to Bechtel. Turns plenty of green in front of her. Redirected. Now Barnett. Heavy touch, and that's going to be laced out of there by Washington for a Colt throw-in.
Yeah, Colts are feeling really good about their attack right now. Only 3 back. Just haven't seen much from Madison yet to warrant them being any at all curious about a counterattack from the Lady Rams.
Ball hops out of there, chased down to the boundary. And it's going to belong to Madison. So a good chance here for the Rams to try to turn the tides and at least start sending some numbers forward. And actually going to whistle a foul there on an aggressive charge.
There's another giveaway right back to Clear Fork, but fortunately that does not work out.
Yeah, Washington's done an excellent job so far, that right backer spot, dealing with a lot of pressure heading to her side. As the Rams, they've got a 3-on-4 here. Something's starting to formulate for them. Swindell's just going to poke it out, so we'll have a Lady Ram throw-in coming up far side. Kira Swigert right at the right foot there of Stover, and somehow just found it with that second touch too. So the Rams allowing a little bit too much cushion right here.
But they're finally starting to find the flanks, and that could be somewhere they succeed later on in this game.
Oh, excellent ball to the outside, just a shade in front of Stover. So it'll be a Ram throwing, I should say, right here in front of the Clear Fork bench. And 3 fresh bodies checking in for Coach Bechtel yet again. As we're here at the midway point now, Jonathon, of this first half. And with that, we're going to bring in a special guest, I think. We'll bring in one at a time here. So I'll have you go ahead, hand off the headsets. We got Colt Nation here in the house. So to our viewing audience, just go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Finn McCauley. I play for the Clear Fork Colts boys soccer team.
And we're looking forward to seeing you guys in action here tonight. As far as the ladies' game so far, we're getting a little water break here at the 19-12 mark. They've had 6-1 opportunities by my count so far in this first half of the first half. What's your breakdown? What do you like so far about Coach Bechtel's bunch?
Well, I think they're a very well-organized team. They pass around very well, and they always go to goal, so they're good at finding the back of the net.
Having this opportunity, you don't get to see the varsity or the girls play a whole lot. Obviously, you're typically broken up. You'll be on the road when they're home and vice versa. So to be out here at Startek Stadium watching the ladies cook here tonight, what does this mean to you to be a part of it?
It means a lot to me. You know, it's cool to watch your classmates go out there and play, and it helps that they're good. You know what I mean?
That's always nice to have, right?
Yeah, it is.
They'll, of course, be sticking around for the second half in the main event here tonight. So, obviously, you got some business to tend to, and probably the most talented team here in the area. You're going to get to go head-to-head. But I think that you guys, too, with all the talent that you have back, probably the first time in the last couple of years, you might be looking at Madison and feeling like you can match up pretty well this season, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, we all got a really good feeling. We're feeling confident tonight. You know, it's going to be a good game, I feel like. It's anyone's game out there. It's anyone's game.
So make my job a little bit easier for when you guys are out on the pitch. What is your key to victory for the Colts to get it done on the road?
Obviously, make sure they don't get deep because they always take the ball negative. They're really good at that. And to not foul in the box, they're good at drawing fouls. So.
All right, Finn McCauley, appreciate the time, man. Thanks for jumping on the mic.
Thank you, sir.
We'll bring in one more Clear Fork Colt as we're back to action and a goal kick coming up here for Clear Fork. Sir, just let the whole world know who you are.
I'm Cade Beachy, and I play for the Clear Fork boys soccer team.
All right, Cade, this is going to be your 3rd year now with the program, and you're a big piece of the team there in the midfield. Talk about just your development and that jump going from underclassmen to now. You're one of the veterans on the group, and how much different it is.
It's definitely weird. Like, I feel like I was just a freshman, the other day, and now, like, underclassmen, are looking up to us upperclassmen, and it's definitely surreal to know I only have one more year after this year. But we really hope to do really good things this year and definitely continue that to next year.
Here's a shot from Bechtel, takes a hop, and this will be scooped up here by Newsom. Another save for her, and shot number 7 so far for the Lady Colts. Just 1 so far for Madison. So, in your opinion, from what you've seen from your girls out here so far tonight, how are they dominating most of the competition up to this point?
They're doing really good, staying connected. Obviously, the midfield, it's tiring to get up and back, especially in this heat. But they're really good at spreading the width of the field and getting deep, and everyone moves together. And it's very difficult to defend a team that's so well organized as our girls are.
Madison trying to put together an attack here. Colts looking to shut it down. But now Bartolomea pushes it to the corner. It's going to be scooped up here by Faith and shut it down. So let's talk about your game coming up here tonight. Madison, obviously, they've got you the last 3 years. How do you turn the tide in 2025 and make this the year of the Colts?
Well, those past few years, we're trying to, we always know that Madison's a great team. So we try to play more defensive, not really our game. We're going to really try to just stick to our game plan, really put the pressure on them and catch them off guard sometimes and try to get it deep and negative, and we're just going to try to win. But they're obviously an amazing team, and we're just going to give it our absolute best this year.
And last question before you go, get locked in here for your upcoming competition tonight. Just Friday night football and what this represents, getting to play under the lights here. It's probably the only night of the year until tournament where you get to play on a Friday night. So what does this mean to soccer players just collectively as a whole?
It's definitely cool to play on Friday nights. I know that football gets after this, but it's definitely nice to play under the lights, play with the girls every Friday, first game of the season. It's just the atmosphere is really nice, just fresh new season. And, yeah, it's it's really cool to be out here.
Well, looking forward to seeing you guys out here in action here tonight. Hey, best of luck, man. Go get it done here on the road.
Thank you so much.
All right, Cade Beachy, Finn McCauley joining me on the mic here midway through the first half, watching their Lady Colts take a 1-0 cushion here into the 16th minute of half number 1. And got to say, Jonathon, a couple of kids that are accustomed to doing some post-game interviews here for the OH Report. Pretty solid on the mic, these youngsters.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm excited to see them play Madison today because what I just heard from Cade Beachy is exactly what I wanted to hear. They're not going to try to shy away from this Madison group. They're going to play their way. And if they do play their way, I'm excited to see how that pans out.
I think Clear Fork last year at home, super competitive in the match. They lose 3-1. A couple of those goals coming kind of later in the game. And for the Rams, what a springboard for them to start off their season. So the way that it ended for them last year, overtime loss against Perkins. They're the number 1 seed. I think they were just about every media pick to win that district. So how hungry are they going to be coming off of a disappointing loss? Just about everybody back for them. Very excited to see how the Rams compete night number 1.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, they ran through the OCC last year too. And I'm just shocked to see how many returners that they have and what we're going to see tonight out of them, which is more the same than we did last season, which is always great. No matter what the sport you're calling, whatever the sport is you're watching, if you see a team bring back as much as the Madison Rams are going to, expectations are through the roof.
The roof is the ceiling, according to my dear friend Michael Jordan. Whatever that means out here in Ram Country. Yeah. We're pals. Well, at least I've contributed a lot to his company over the years with my Jays. And I haven't owned a pair actually in a while. I was recently at the Foot Locker and I was thinking about it. And I was like, I know there's no age limit for when you can own a pair of Jordans, but I probably haven't bought a new pair in about 5 years. And I just don't know if I'm past my prime or not. Jonathon, what do you think?
I think you just go for it.
Just get it.
Just go for it.
All right.
I've never had a pair of Jordans myself. I've always been a big shoe guy, but I've never been able to afford Jordans, you know? But we're definitely getting there.
Well, hopefully here in year, 3.5 for you on the OH Report?
Technically 3.5, yes.
And this is going to be your first full-time season. So, money's coming up a little bit. But I know now you're a full-grown adult. You got bills to pay.
I do.
Rent. No mama's cooking. It's going to be interesting to catch up with you here in a couple months and see how that's all going because you're a newbie to the
so
big
far
board
it's
game.
microwave cooking. That's what it's been.
Here's Barnett. Boy, has she been cooking so far early. Left foot. This drifts wide, though. But Clear Fork, they continue to, at least when they're having looks, and this is what you have to do against Madison. You got to try to take them when there's any type of a gap or an opportunity. Saw that it paid off earlier for Brinley, earning that PK. And I think of the 8 shots so far for the Colts, she's right about half of them.
So far, they've done a fantastic job just taking what's been given, especially with some of the turnovers back towards the back of the field from Madison. And we see another one here, just trying to thread the needle a little bit better than Madison has thus far in this game. Colts looking strong with that 1-0 lead.
Madison's been stuck on the defensive end here for quite a bit of this match, and I think you really got to tip your cap to the midfield here of Clear Fork. They're coming up. They're applying consistent pressure, as you see Zoe Lamptey yet again right there. And then the freshness. 3 more girls checking in, and that seems to be the rotation that Brittany's elected to go with so far here tonight. 3 girls at a time. Replace 1 girl up top, a couple in the midfield, and right now it's paying off. Continuing to put some pressure as Barnett side foots this one, and it takes a hop into the hands here of Newsom.
And talking about that Clear Fork midfield, I just like the kind of the diversity they have in class because they've got 2 seniors that kind of lead the way. They've got Jaden Kaler who does some great things. They've also got, of course, I just lost it. Zoe Lamp, who had a beautiful ball earlier in the game, but they've also got some younger players. They've got some sophomores stepping up. They've got some juniors. So, of course, this is the first game of the year. We could talk about the future all we want, but the future's now for this Clear Fork group, especially with the season they had last year. But I just think compared to some other teams, like we just talked about Madison bringing back a bunch of talent, but I just feel like Clear Fork, where they're at right now, is a really solid spot. And we talked with Coach earlier on, which that interview we're going to hear halftime, and how she feels like she's also grown up with this group as well, because she coached them all the way down to 4th grade, and here they are now in the big lights.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And Brittany, she is so involved with the youth program, but specifically now that Asia is now in her junior season as we get a big collision in the midfield. And certainly I think this has to go against Ellie Powell, and does. So a free kick on the way here for Clear Fork. But she's worked with this group since they were 5 years old, I think. The kids that are juniors right now. And then I think even the sophomores too. So you want to talk about connectivity with your coaching class? I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot more connected than what they have right now this season in the Valley.
And I feel like that's across the board in girls sports at Clear Fork. They're just kind of in a really good spot right now with all of their sports. Because, of course, we saw basketball make that huge regional run, and so many of those players are also out on the pitch here because they really emphasize multiple sports. Just play as much as you can.
Get Maya Perry checking back in. Great coaching staffs all the way across the board at Clear Fork right now for their girls programs. Really has helped elevate their level of play over the last several seasons, especially with Scott Sellers coming in now in year 5 coming up for him as well. So anytime you can get that consistency, that's how you build a program. And with Coach Brittany, and Chris Laux has been there with her the entire 20 years too, so I don't want that ever to get overlooked. The fact that 2 voices, they're there all the time. They're at all the youth events too, and right now it's certainly paying off for Clear Fork, leading 1-0 here on the road, and looking to knock off Madison for the first time in a couple of years.
And then also in an age where coaching has never been more up in the air. It just feels like we've had a lot of movement in the last couple of years, but this Clear Fork girls soccer program has been the same now as it was 20 years ago.
Bechtel puts on the brakes. Shoot it up top now. Touch to the outside for Perry. Just finding feet right now are the Lady Colts. Little sliver here for Stover. The touch to her right foot. And maybe one dribble too many. Still ends up at the feet here of Ashley Inman. So the Colts maintain possession and just trying to feed it around, force the defense to get out of place.
I'm loving the patience we're seeing here out of Clear Fork in this specific attack. The defenders haven't had to do much, but getting them a touch on the ball, moving the ball forward here, just trying everything.
Yeah, pretty well measured up to Perry. Tried to spin her way to a shot in front of the goal, but Washington, she's been pretty solid over on that right backer. As we're down to about 8.5 minutes to go here. Half number 1, Friday Night Football on the OH Report. Opening night for us as well. We'll have coverage of 4 total games. I'll get an update coming up here at halftime. We're also over in Ashland. They're going head-to-head with Ontario. And that's probably half of the pick in the area to win the MOAC. The other half probably thinking the Clear Fork is that team. So they've been the 2 teams to decide who wins the MOAC every year that it's been in existence, at least with those 2 schools in it. And obviously no exception again here in 2025. 5th foul on Madison sets up this free kick straight away off the hands. And it hit the crossbar. Boy, was that dangerous. Almost blistered it into the back of the net.
Just able to get a hand on it. Nicely done to keep it out of the goal. But, of course, another corner here for Clear Fork is going to prove dangerous even more so, because we saw a couple of good looks earlier in the game from the Colts in this spot.
Get a couple of substitutions and awesome replay there. Ashton Wine, now she's in her senior season and very much like Brinley. She's been around since she's a freshman, contributing. Great athlete, fun kid, and of the 4 seniors, we filmed some hype stuff with them. She was definitely like the most outgoing, most confident of the group, kind of the leader there, we noticed. As we almost get like a back heel opportunity there for Zoe. But it'll be snatched up by Ava Newsom, who's definitely had her hands full, but another solid opportunity off the set piece.
Yeah, whenever you can get kind of some wicked deflections in the box, you like that as an attacker because it just confuses the defense, and there's an opportunity for just the slightest tap to fall into the back of the net. However, it did not work that way that time.
Pull back here from Kaler to the outside. Knocked away last moment by Powell. Now Madison starting to get some numbers formulating forward. Nice step up by Doherty. And how about Quinn Stover getting on her high horse to the back line to shut that down. Rams maintain possession through the middle. Now comes Cambry Howe. And she'll let loose from distance. And Faith Smith able to grab that. Her second save so far.
Yeah, the Rams, I think, just hungry to get a shot on goal that time. Maybe could have tried to push it a little bit more forward, but getting to something on net could be a momentum booster that they needed as they look to keep moving down the field and try to put some passes together.
Third total shot by the Lady Rams so far. Have to push it to their back line, and here's Barnett just applying some pressure. Nothing has been easy at any point in the game so far for Madison here, defensively or in the midfield. Consistent motor by Clear Fork, but another opportunity now for the Lady Rams. Great step up yet again. Caudill just rips that one, the senior, over into the sideline.
Clear Fork substitutions, Katie Beck and Kendall Boston. And for Madison,
Kendall Boffman going to get her first taste of action right now. Checking in here for Clear Fork, sophomore. Just such a deep team in terms of the veterans this year for Clear Fork. Has not been the case the last couple for Coach Bechtel. She's really had to develop girls at a young age, and this is kind of it. Looking to pay off here. As the Rams force a turnover. Nice touch here to the outside. Push it out to the wing now here for Tinley Cook, one of the freshmen.
Speaking of Cook, I'm looking out in the far side field, and Lady Colts came ready because they've got two tents covering up their bench, and I see Madison out there struggling. I can see the reflection of the sun on the bench, and you know that's never a good sign.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Coach Huff about that. Maybe boosters step up, get them some coverage over here. Love what they have going at both Ashland and then Ontario. I think probably the two best situations where they have the dugouts right there on the sideline.
Yeah, Ringler Field. I've been there a couple of times as an Ashland alum, just cheering on some teammates back in high school. Great facilities over there. It does kind of suck because they've got to go across town for it, but still, I think they'll take it just with how nice it is over there. Ontario the same way. And those are two programs that have seen some success, and you like to attribute that to the facilities they have.
Playing on the turf, though, tonight for Friday Night Futbol. One of those special occasions, and I think Ashland is a really interesting team this year within the OCC. I believe they have 6 seniors and might be considered one of the favorites to win that league. Lexington, too. So have to keep an eye and see how things kind of turn out here in the first couple of weeks. Though I think Clear Fork is a great example of you can come out of the gates kind of slow and then figure it out once you get into that league schedule.
And I believe this year OCC also adds Dover, so that could be a nice little dynamic too, depending on the quality. If they even have a soccer program, the quality of that program, we're not too familiar with it here, of course.
Yeah, certainly Dover played an OCC schedule last year, but did not factor into the standings. This is their first full year in the OCC, and at the end of the month, Madison will get them here at home on the grass. August 28th, to be exact. Big hopper. Times up pretty well right there. That's Wine back protecting the middle. Step over, and here's Katie Beck. Shoots it into the middle of the field, and the Colts, they got a counterattack going. They're going to wait on Barnett. Here's Brinley, a couple of touches. Going to look to attack 3 defenders. Barnett steps over. Almost took it all the way. But the Rams set up the wall. Deep shot. And that will sail wide here off the right foot of Jaden Kaler.
And, of course, a special day here with us getting to cover Madison. We don't get to talk about the OCC often, but what are your thoughts on Dover joining that conference?
Well, it certainly feels like there's a push to move a bit more eastwards with New Philly joining a few years ago as well. And obviously you already had the likes of West Holmes, and you've got Worcester out there in the league. So my gut tells me that at some point we might see Madison and Mansfield jump ship, join a new league, maybe MOAC or something else. With all the different changes that we're seeing in many different leagues, the SBC sticks out. This is going to be their last year of existence, at least as it is right now with the 3 divisions. So the N10 as well, they're going to be absorbing, I think, 6 of those teams. Yeah. So there's really nothing sacred anymore, as we saw with the NOL breaking up a few years back. It was one of the oldest leagues in the entire country, and they're like, yeah, whatever. And then they just kind of all went their separate ways. So I could certainly see some changes in the OCC coming up here in the next couple of years. But I have nothing to base that off of other than what other leagues are kind of doing right now, as Brinley looks to step through again. But the Rams, they're doing a nice job right now of there's 2-3 green jerseys all coming after her anytime she gets her touches in and around the attacking third, as we're short time and Clear Fork looking for one last hurrah. And we've got a late whistle coming up.
Just outside of the box. I thought that was about to be a penalty, but I feel like there had to have been more if it was in the box, but it is just outside, so last opportunity.
And from this angle, you can certainly shoot it. Instead, it's low on the ground. They'll set it up the one-timer. Back post, and Clear Fork scores as time basically expires. 3 seconds on the clock. 2-0 Lady Colts. Barnett sets it up, and it's cashed in from that back line. Wine putting it home. The 1-2 punch. Gorgeous delivery and an even better goal. Check this out on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Really no time to think about it. This is just 2 kids that have played a bunch of soccer together. The seniors connected, Jonathon.
And it just felt like the heavens opened for that shot. Right down the middle, able to go to that far side post. Nobody there for Madison to contest, and that is how we go to the half.
What a way to close down the opening half if you're a fan of the Clear Fork Lady Colts, doubling up their fun. One more look at the connection. Barnett. Wine up from that defensive backer spot and just absolutely blisters it where Newsom can't get to. We've got a commercial timeout lined up. When we come back, you're going to hear from both of the coaches in tonight's game. Each of the head coaches, Zach Huff, along with Brittany Bechtel. Plus, we'll have stats, analysis, and get you all set up for half number 2. It's live, it's free, and it's only right here on OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
I like being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Every time that we walk in, we know we're going to walk into a place that's very clean, and when we walk in, we have a professional environment to come to. The reliability of Pinnacle is always on the spot. We've been with them 16 years so far. They're committed, they are professional, they are very transparent with their pricing, and they excel at meeting every goal and every need we have.
It's halftime here at Startek Stadium. 2-0 Lady Colts lead it. Big time goal by Ashton Wine to close things out on the setup from Brinley Barnett, who had the first goal here tonight. Just 3 seconds on the clock for that second one as they take the lead 2-0. I am Brian Skowronski, and another special guest joining me right now. We have got Nick Martin, a junior, I believe, right? For Clear Fork?
Senior.
Oh, big senior this year. So let's talk about that then. You're one of the big men on campus now, looked at as a leader probably in a lot of the drills and everything that you're doing. So how are you going about trying to set the standard for this program and what is your last season?
You know, we just we hold high standards. We've been working all off season real hard, putting a lot of effort in. I mean, we had a off season tournament between the team, even just touches, shots, anything that you can do just to get your touches better, shots better, and I think that really helped us improve. And I think that we just that was the main key factor in the off season. Now, when we're in season, I mean, practice every day helping, you know.
And then coming off of the first ever district championship for the program, as far as like confidence and just everything that comes with that when you're able to hang a banner, how does it feel maybe different this season coming in for your senior campaign?
Yeah, I mean, we lost some seniors last year, and that kind of hurts, but we put some people that we had in that back line, and I think we have a great shot this year just between the offense, defense. Our offense is looking really good. Defense, everybody has places to work, even the offense, but I think that's our best place on the field right now, and defense is definitely working, trying to get to 100% there.
So the boys against Madison, that's going to be the second half of our doubleheader here tonight. We're going to ask you to put on your analyst cap. Let's go ahead and check out these first half stats presented by our friends over at Panchos Tacos. And you see 10 shots so far, 5 of them on goal right now for the Lady Colts, dominating the time of possession. What did you like most that you saw from your girls there in the first 40 minutes?
I just liked how they were moving the ball. They did not let it be on their half very often. They were always working to keep it on the other side of the field, and I think that's what you have to do in the game. You just have to keep it on the other side as much as you can, and that's how you're gonna score. You can't score with it on the other side of the field. So.
All right, really appreciate the time, Nick.
Awesome.
Have you hand it off? Got one more special guest coming in here. And if you will, for our viewing audience, just go ahead, introduce yourself, let them know who they're hearing.
Barry Walters.
So, since we just saw the stats there for the Lady Colts there in that first half, 2-0 lead, what makes you most excited that you saw there from your fellow classmates getting it done here on the road so far?
I think they had great passing, and from what I heard, their talking was really well. I'm excited to see what they can do with set pieces, and I think if they get a few corners, they can definitely score from there.
So moving into the second half, if you're Coach Bechtel and the bunch, you making any adjustments, or do you think so far probably the game plan is working?
So far, I think they look really well. Maybe push up the line in the back. So see if they can get a bit more pressure on the goal, but I think it's pretty good.
And let's turn the focus here real quick onto the evening game when you guys go head-to-head with Madison, a team that's taken you down the last couple of seasons. What do you need to do here on the road to kind of flip the scripts, get a win here on opening night?
I think really we just need to talk. I think we have fantastic players and everything about us is really well. We have great coaching, great passing. It's just I think whoever talks the most is who's going to win this game.
All right, well, thank you very much for the time, man. Looking forward to seeing you compete. And speaking of talking, our own Jonathon Langdon had a chance to catch up with Coach Brinley Barnett. Year 20 for her now, if you can believe it. Here's her thoughts on just the overall team and the chemistry heading into opening night.
It's about time for some Friday night football here from Madison Comprehensive High School. Jonathon Langdon back with the OH report. Brinley Barnett joins me to the left as the Clear Fork Lady Colts are getting set for another season. You went perfect in the MOAC last year, and here you are trying to defend that title again. But first, want to get some revenge against Madison. Just talk about this team and how you're going into the year.
We graduated 6, had a nice successful tournament run last year, so we built some experience obviously from that. We hadn't been, you probably know better than I do, when the last time we had been there. So we've got experience coming back that builds, I think success builds success. So there was a lot of driven girls this summer wanting to get physically stronger, faster, smarter in the game, and I feel like we put a lot of time in, and hopefully today they can get their first game feels out and they can showcase what they're capable of.
Yeah, and then we get to today, and I feel like with no real record on the table yet, there's just a lot of excitement all around both teams. What about your players? How are they going to try to use that excitement to get a win today?
Well, I think that reflects back a little bit on the leadership coming in. We have a lot of seniors, 7 this year, and being their first game, and just staying out of their head of like all those moments and just living in the moment, embracing the moment, and not getting caught up in those feels of it being last of things. So I'm excited for them. It's been a core group that the juniors and seniors are the group that I was coaching for a little bit of time. My daughter's a junior, so the seniors as well were some of the ones that I coached back when they were in 4th and 5th grade. And so I've been around these girls for a long time. And so being a mom and a coach, but also feeling like a mom to a lot of these young ladies, I get to feel all those feels as well. So I'm excited. And even after 20 years, you still get nervous. Like that feel doesn't go away. And I'm sure one day when it does, I will bow out of this.
Well, it's been a great process to get here, and now we're going to see that culmination here tonight. So best of luck to you today.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's about time for some Friday
Appreciate
night
Brinley giving us the
football
time there here with Jonathon. And, I mean, what a staple. I've been doing this job for 15 years. All I've ever known is Brinley Barnett being on the sideline along with Chris Laux here for Clear Fork. And we touched on it already in that first half. But to be able to be around and see so many kids come through the program, a lot of them like to come back and support. Plenty of them out there watching live and free from week to week. She's just really built what you would call culture, and it's hashtag LCP. Pretty cool.
Exactly. And we saw that in the comments a couple of times, especially after that second goal here in the OH report. But, yeah, so she's done a good job culture building within the team. And then her and then Jess Brokaw as a collective bringing fans along to really add to that experience, because there's a lot of people here today. Of course, we're here in Madison, but on the Clear Fork side, not too bad of a show out either. So there's a lot of excitement around this Lady Colt girls soccer team, the boys as well, who are about to play at the conclusion of this one. But just really excited for us to start this season here, getting to watch them.
And we are here at Madison, so of course we got to talk to their leader, 10th year now for head coach Zach Cuff. Jonathon talked to him pregame. Here is what Coach had to say.
Friday night football here from Madison Comprehensive High School, and we've got Coach Zach Cuff here for the girls soccer team and this Madison Ram team. Of course, great season last year. Just kind of talk about the last couple of weeks in practice, just reflecting on what happened in 2024 and what it's going to do for you now going into your first game of 2025.
2024 ended abruptly, not the way we wanted to, but it is what it is. We've been here practicing for the last couple weeks, and it's go time now. So the girls will actually see what they've been working towards.
Yeah, you talk about that early exit. What did that do to fuel this team with a good bunch of returners to get back and at it?
I think it fueled a fire for them, and this is always a good crosstown rivalry. The only good thing is they're not in our conference. They're not in our division. They're Division 4. So the game really is only going to make us better, make them better in the end, and get us ready for hopefully play in late September, early November.
And then as we move into the game today, of course, not just the girls playing today, also the boys against Clear Fork. This is something you've been doing for years. Just talk about the tradition behind this game. First day of competition in the OHSAA, and you're here playing against the Colts.
Biggest thing is just get the girls getting touches on the ball. This is actually going to be like a tournament style game, because this used to be our big rivalry. They used to be in our division. This is our 10th year coaching here, so it goes a long ways back. I think this is Brittany's 20th year coaching, so big tradition between the two programs, and a lot of success between the two.
Yeah, milestone seasons for both of you.
Correct.
So
yeah.
Best of luck to you today as you take on Clear Fork.
Okay, thank you.
So as we're hearing from Coach Huff there, a couple
Friday
of
night
shots
football
taken
here from Madison
by Clear Fork, able to get it into the attacking third on a couple of different occasions there. So just the consistent heat that they've provided, 12 total shots so far here for the Lady Colts. It's just 3 for Madison. But the Rams still very much in this thing, just down by a couple. Haven't seen them turn a counterattack, though, and get one of those nice windows that we're accustomed to seeing from Madison. They tend to play a lot of defense like this, but then, boom, they can crack it, go the other way in about 5 seconds, catches you off guard. Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, but there's still plenty of game left. Got 35 minutes to go, and the same old Madison Lady Rams are still here, of course, playing today, and I could see that changing in an instant. We talked about this and how Clear Fork was, in a lot of people's eyes, the better team in this matchup, but still Madison went away with that 2-1 victory. And it was because of their defense turning into offense quickly. So if you're on the reverse side of that with Clear Fork, want to make sure you're getting back defensively, not letting any counterattacks build up.
Bechtel lays it back. The shot deflected from Swindoll. And a whistle comes in. It's going to favor Clear Fork, so it'll be foul number 7 now against Madison.
Favorable spot right down the middle of the field. Could go left or right here with a shot.
Have Zoe Lamp on the ball. She'll just flip it back. Barnett drills it through the uprights. Counts for nothing, though, here on the soccer pitch. Third shot, though, here for Clear Fork in the second half.
Yeah, it's Friday night, but we are not playing the correct football for that. But nice-looking shot. Just spiked it a little too much up in the air.
Do have a ton of American football coming up for you all season long here on the OH Report, including next week. How about 3 straight days of football to kick off the season? 3 games on Thursday night. Have several on Friday. Have some Saturday football for you guys as well. So really kicking off the season with the flurry coming up here this next week, and then tomorrow as well. We're going to have a couple of soccer matches. We'll have a tri-match as well for volleyball with Lucas, Northmore, Clear Fork, all going head-to-head. So a lot of fun to come here on the OH Report. The future of local sports. We're everywhere now, Jonathan. It's hard not to find us out there in a community near you.
And that's my favorite part about this year and kind of expanding the role here with the OH Report is the fact that we're going to be going not just south, not just north, not just east, but it feels like every which way you can go here in Ohio from our headquarters in Mansfield. We are going to make an attempt to get out there, and we're excited for everything coming up. If you thought you saw OH Report in their prime before, just you wait.
Yep, just entering it. I think this year we're going to be working with 5 new teams that we have not in the past. So just very excited for what that means moving forward here on the OH Report. And all of our fans out there, shout out to you guys for making it necessary to provide coverage for as many schools as we are. This is Beck turning the corner. Sending it up top, misfired for Bechtel, so it's a turnover. And now the Rams and Kirshner looking to do something with it, but poorly timed pass there up the middle. Pull back now for Montanez. It's been a little bit quiet, and they've got her now playing back on defense here, Jonathon, and premier goal scorer for him a season ago. A team that really struggled putting the ball in the back of the net, leaned a lot on their defense. And now they're asking Angel, who gets a deflection here, to do a bit more defending here in this second half.
And that's something definitely with your first game of the year where you could fall into a couple of losses if that defense doesn't get you enough time to score. And that's kind of what we're seeing here today. And in a day where everyone's still trying to figure out their identity, it feels like Madison right now, they're very similar to last year, but that offense just isn't quite there yet, but they've got 30 minutes to figure it out. But they do have to get 2 on the board.
Line waits on this one, makes a nifty move. Here's Ashton punching it forward to a defender. But off a couple of deflections, the step over there from Lily. It'll be knocked out of bounds. Madison throw-in. And for Clear Fork, this is what the roster looks like from top to bottom this year. And a lot of veterans, as I talked about. A lot different from what we've been accustomed to seeing. Plenty of these seniors were getting time as freshmen. Talked about the fact that the 2 goal scorers here tonight, 4-year contributors, and a lot of juniors on the roster as well. So Coach Bechtel, this is the first time over the last 4 or 5 years that she can really lean on a veteran roster, and it's pretty cool to see it play out for them. Regional bound last year and a really tough defeat at Bowling Green in that loss against Ottawa Glandorf, 0-1, in one of the most high-powered offenses the Clear Forks had in a long time. 86 goals total for them back in 2024, but couldn't find an equalizer in that game. But plenty to build on for this senior class, and there's lots of them here for the Colts. Here's Brinley, takes a touch line, and drifts it into the hands here of Newsom. Wasn't sure that she would have the angle.
Yeah, but an absolutely necessary save, because I thought that was angling towards that near side corner post to where that could have potentially gone in. They were also kind of looking towards the back post for another attacker. But Madison tends to that one.
And here are the Lady Rams, and different storyline here when you look at their roster. Plenty of juniors, obviously a nice senior class. Handful of them have been participating for Coach Huff throughout their entire career, but they've got some new blood as well, some youngsters into the lineup. So oftentimes these first few games, it's a rivalry game, it's Friday night football. You want to come out and win. Madison's been able to do that the last couple of years. However, you're also trying some things because it's a little bit different in the summer games that you get. You'll see coaches mixing up the lineup, obviously playing some of their younger players in different positions. But until the lights kind of figuratively and literally come on here for the season, you don't exactly know what you have in a freshman or a sophomore, and it looks like Coach Huff having to go a little bit deeper in his bench than Coach Brittany is, at least for unproven players here in opening night. Waiting to restart. Off the foul from Clear Fork, Wine wins it out of the sky. Redirects it towards the sideline.
So far the Rams putting together some more threats than they did in the first half. It's just that Clear Fork right now really pinching that defense. They're willing to let Madison kind of go to the outside, either side, but right down the middle of the field, that's where they kind of know that the Rams can do some damage, so they're trying to keep that away.
Oh, great opportunity. The best look that Madison has had so far, but it's skies over top there. Ellie Powell had it fall right at her feet, tailor-made, and just could not keep it on frame.
Yeah, not a bad look. Solid touch on the shot, just a little high.
And I've been corrected. They don't say tailor-made here at Madison. It's Huff-made from, obviously, the professional soccer player, the rookie. 2 goals now on her young career. Been pretty cool to see her come on here as of late with a couple of those scores. Had an assist on opening night, so
it's always exciting. It's always exciting to see players in this area that, of course, you covered at the start of this thing with the OH report, doing big things. Of course, we talk about Taylor Huff and how she's been killing it, tearing it up in the NWSL, and then also some of the football guys that we've seen head to the NFL and some that could very well be on their way starting out at Ohio State this year.
Yeah, it's been really a blessing, and just how many talented kids we've had come through North Central Ohio. And I've been on record, you've probably heard me say this one too many times on the OH report, that I truly do credit the fact that we were able to gain so much traction right away. The second video that I ever made for OH report, a freshman named Taylor Huff was playing in a state Final Four game. And just having her and the run that Madison had over those years, it really helped us springboard. Kate Stover came along, Brennan Armstrong in that group at Shelby. So just got very fortunate that there was a packed house full of amazing athletes right at the start of OH Report, November of 2017. And here we are, year number 8 already, Jonathan.
And the next generation of those players are starting to kind of come into fruition. Bodpin Miller was the one I was referring to earlier, who's going to be playing at Ohio State. I saw he's wide receiver 7 on the depth chart right now, but that's a 4- and 5-star loaded wide receiver room. So there is absolutely no shame in that at all. He's going to have plenty of time to grow as a guy who wasn't even recruited, or wasn't even a wide receiver, but was recruited as one in high school. And then looking at Melody Bluebaugh, of course, as we are calling a Clear Fork game right now, and the success she has had as a Colts. Plenty of other names you can go.
Going to be at your alma mater, buddy, trying to tear it up for the Naz.
Absolutely. In a different sport, of course, scoring 30 goals in soccer wasn't enough. She still liked basketball more and chose to go play for those Lady Cougars.
Off the cross. Looked like almost a handball, but laid down there by Howe. Trying to get it out of their territory. Madison battling. Colts trying to keep on the pressure. Sent into the box. Deep shot again here. And it'll go over top. 5th shot in the second half here for the Lady Colts. 15 total. And Mama Bluebaugh texted me this morning, said that Melody, I believe, is going to be here in the building. Her and her dad, Reggie, probably somewhere in attendance tonight. But
right out across the way where we can't see him too well.
Erin on a girls' trip this weekend. She was about to be jet-setting. So shout out to her if she's watching. She said that she was really grateful we were going to have this game live so that she could catch it on the road. And just when I thought we wouldn't have Bluebaugh in attendance for Clear Fork sporting events for the first time in like 12 years, they just keep showing up.
Yep. They just love it. And honestly, after so much time and so much investment kind of in the programs, not just with your kids in it, of course, but of course when they leave, you still want to see them do great. And that's what special about this Clear Fork group, because even after graduation, everybody's still showing up and showing out. Bellville is such a great community at that.
Doing some training last night out in the valley, and fantastic crowd on hand to watch a scrimmage. Madison and Clear Fork going head-to-head in that one as well. Varsity, Clear Fork just eked out a victory. I think they won by 4, if I'm not mistaken, in that last jamboree, as they call it.
So what does that have you thinking? Because obviously you were there last night. How do you feel about Madison football this year?
Compared to Clear Fork, they were a little undersized. Colts, though, they got some massive weapons on the interior this year. I mean, you want to talk about some double-stacked beef patties across the board inside. But they were able to hang with them, Madison did. And I saw a lot of clever play calling, so trying some unique things throughout the game last night in the scrimmage. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're able to compete in the OCC this year. Got a tough one out of the gates coming up here next Friday night against Shelby. Everybody's pick to win the MOAC within the media poll that we took. Clear Fork, though, I think kind of a universal number 2 in the MOAC this year. So 2 of the top teams from Richland County. But the Rams, they've been a little bit stagnant here for football the last few years. Be cool to see them kind of have a resurgence as we get a foul and Ashton Wine on the ball. At least for now, they'll drift Lamp back. She'll poke it out. No pressure, and Ashton. Little late flood comes at her, and the deflection here by Madison works out.
A potential counterattack as they work down the right flank.
That's where Madison's been so good over the last several years, is that counterattack, getting out in the transition game as they have Clapper sneaks through to her. Here's Kalia pushing it forward, and it's off target, trying to find Washington.
Yeah, just not on the same page. I don't think Washington was expecting a pass because it looked like there was space to kind of take a touch and go left and potentially have a shot, but just did not take that opportunity.
Upcoming schedule here this season for the Madison Lady Rams. Right into OCC action here, game number 2. Norwalk, they've got some really special talent going right now as well. So they always have one of the most challenging non-league schedules in North Central Ohio. Again, they've done it. Granville is on the schedule. Mansfield Christian, only 2 losses for them all of 2024. They've got everybody pretty much back this season. Can't wait to see what Jesse Ryder and that bunch is able to do. And just some tough games across the board to close things out. See Lexington there on October 2nd as well. What a fun head-to-head that always is. And the first offsides call here of the match looks like Reese Cook, the senior, about a step beyond that last defender. Very close. And a little bit of frustration for her.
But the buildup continues to be solid from Clear Fork despite that offside call. It was a good opportunity if that hand stayed down. Of course, no flags here early in the season. Of course, last time we called soccer, there were 3 officials because it was the playoffs, but a little bit different here today. And the midfield's been a little bit rougher because officials aren't going to see too much contact from where they're kind of setting up. So it's been a nice little boost to aggression for both teams.
Tackle comes. Barnett able to fight through, gets it out wide. Stover a touch. And a heavy one there on that second. And it rolls over the end line. Colts going to get in another substitution. Just one, though, this time. Be in the midfield as Swindoll checks out. We'll await the restart. Madison has not gone into their bench nearly as often as we have seen Clear Fork do. Coming in. There is the Lady Colts bench. And as they stop for a water timeout, we'll bring in our 5th special guest of the night. And we have got the head coach of the fellas for Clear Fork joining me now here, Nate Gailey. And 2-0 right now, Lady Colts. That second goal, 3 seconds left on the clock. Just your thoughts on what they were able to do there, short time, and pull it off. The 2 seniors kind of just having that thing that, you know, that ESP or whatever, and just locking it in.
Yeah, you could tell they've played for a while together. They had some good chemistry there, and that's just one of those plays where if you don't get somebody on the ball, regardless of how much time's left, it can hurt you. And so it was neat to see Ashton come up and get that pass and put it in the back of the net. That's always a good confidence booster going into halftime.
Friday night football, one of only 2 times during the season, you said, where you get to ride the bus with the girls, you get to come out here, you get to watch them and support them. How special are nights like tonight for you and your dudes to come out here and just be a part of the action? And obviously, they're going to stick around and cheer you guys on, too.
Yeah, I think it's something that's special for our school and our community, especially when you look around the soccer schedule. There's not a lot of soccer happening on this particular Friday. And so just to be able to do it together against a quality opponent, it's always special. It's fun for the kids, and like you said, like we've talked about before, we don't often get to watch each other play just because of the way the schedules work out. So it's good to be there and support each other. So it's just a nice night and atmosphere for it.
Showing the first goal of the game, Brinley Barnett putting it away. Beautiful stuff there off the PK, and we were just talking about that second goal as well. But let's switch gears a little bit after we watch this one go in, Nate, and just kind of break down the second game that's coming up here tonight. Obviously, Madison welcomes back so much talent, but so do you. I would argue probably the top 2 teams in Richland County this year just in terms of overall cachet and a lot of kids that have played at the varsity ranks. So to get these 2 teams head-to-head opening night here, how much fun do you think this is going to be for everybody in attendance?
I think it's going to be an exciting night. When you look at the 2 teams, I feel like the trajectory is like the same. We may be a year behind, but you watch the path that Madison took to get to where they are now. And I think there's a lot of similarities. A big class that's played together for a long time for Madison. It's that senior class for us. It's our juniors. Even the where they went in the tournament for them for the district championship, we made it there. And so there's just so many similarities. And a lot of these guys, I know it's not a conference game, or even with the new division structure, they're not a district opponent anymore. But so many of these kids have played club soccer together, and so it's a big game for kids on both sides. So it's fun to do that. But I think you're right. I think two of the top teams in the area, so we're looking to sort of, I think, measure ourselves against one another and see how it shakes out.
And then for you personally, you can now add to your resume district championship coach coming into this season with a lot of guys coming back. What type of confidence does that give you to know that you guys you've gone through a season, you've been able to get to a place where no other team has in Clear Fork history before, and now you got a chance to build on it? How is this outlook a little bit different maybe than seasons past?
Yeah, we don't feel like we're putting a lot of new stuff in. It's just building on where we've been. A lot of these guys that are playing, they're going to start their third season of varsity as juniors for me. So we've taken some lumps those first couple of years. Seniors have been there. And even with the new, some of the young guys are going to see playing time tonight. They've been in the program on the JV side of things, and then even a couple freshmen that may see some time. They've been around the program, so they understand sort of what we're asking for. So it's a lot of just building on what we've done in the past and fine-tuning some things and trying to be more ready at this first game than maybe we have in seasons past. So hopefully we look a little bit crisper than some of those other seasons.
All right, Coach Gailey and the boys are going to be on display here coming up the second half of our doubleheader when they will take on the Rams here in, about 40 minutes or so. Thank you so much for the time, Coach. Good luck
Brian.
tonight.
Appreciate it.
So really cool to get all these special guests coming online with us here, Jonathon. And I love what he said, because I do think that he's absolutely right, that they're probably 1 year behind where Madison is right now, where they played a bunch of kids as freshmen, and got to take your lumps, got to figure it out. Last year, a lot of sophomores on the team for Clear Fork, and for Madison, 1 year ahead. They had that huge year last year. Everybody's picked probably to make it to a regional. Bit of disappointment for him, but now to go head-to-head, locked into a fun battle here tonight on opening night. Doesn't get much better than that, and great way to drift it back there for the shot, but turned away last second. Now Angel with the header down. Brinley trying to one-time it, the shot and the save.
Golden opportunity for Clear Fork right there, but good defensively by the goalkeeper for Madison, and just a couple of wicked deflections, a couple opportunities. Clear Fork still hanging tight here with a 2-0 lead. Just haven't seen that offense cultivate here for Madison Rams.
Yeah, a lot to unpack there over those last 20 seconds or so. As the ball does go out of bounds, so.
But yeah, you're exactly right talking about boys. I think Clear Fork, of course, they are, as you said, a year behind. So just kind of saying that, some people may think, okay, Madison might win today. But I still think they're going to put up a pretty solid fight, just considering the fact that they know where Madison was at last year, because that's where they are now, and they can kind of prepare for that. And then also just kind of the momentum they ride, and the way that, as I heard earlier from Beachy, and how he feels like this team can go and play their way. They don't have to change anything, he thinks, to compete with the Rams where they are this year. So if that really is the case, we're in for a fun night.
Wine stepping up with the takeaway. Tried to shoot it forward and find Barnett up top. Broken up by Macy Weitzel. Now left foot deflected. Going to stay in bounds near the flag. Actually, we're going to get a throw-in coming up here for the Lady Colts. I'm told we're going to throw it into the time machine real quick here, guys. Team undefeated in the state has been flexing their muscles here in the second half.
Oh my goodness, what a goal, what a goal.
From 50 yards away, Taylor Huff smash job. Top team undefeated in the state has been flexing their muscles here in the second. So this one takes a hot hop into the box. Clear Fork was looking for their own what a goal right there, but what a simple call. One of the coolest experiences that I've had in high school soccer. I saw Jake Furr put together his list of the 5 most exciting goals of Taylor Huff's career. And that one checked in at number 5, as that is a goal from distance. Lamp lays one just over the head of the keeper. 3 goals by 3 seniors, and the Colts now lead it by a 3-pack.
What a shot there by Zoe, and I feel like it was due. She's played so well in this game leading up to this goal. Gets a nice shot forward. She's had some nice passes leading up and just curls that one near side goal frame, and none prettier than that one probably today, solo effort-wise.
16:04 remaining in the match, and that just might put the lid on the cookie jar. That 3-goal differential really tough to overcome, short on time now. And for Madison, do you have to try to change your style, get a bit more of a sense of urgency? We'll see if they try to take a few more chances, as Clear Fork, they've just been dominating that midfield basically the entire duration of the night. Haven't allowed the Rams to have too many connecting passes through that middle.
And I'll be curious to see, as we see Clear Fork kind of progress this season, if that midfield is really going to be a problem for everybody else. Because I just feel like they've returned so much, and they also have some nice young pieces that they're going to be able to kind of cycle around that midfield and have the same success no matter who they put out there. But right now, Lamp is putting on a clinic for the Colts.
Yeah, certainly her, Ashton Wine, Brinley Barnett. 3 big-time senior performances here on the road tonight. Barnett lofting one down into the box. And this one will be handled. Newsom with the punt. Low driver off the noggin. Well timed up there by Kaler. Brinley in a swarm and just pushes it out to nobody in particular. Madison potential counterattack, but here's Peyton on what would be a 1-on-5, so just didn't have any friends involved with her there. And that's been a problem so far here for the Lady Rams.
Yeah, and even right now, what they just did there, throwing it in, trying to get it into Washington, you like going quick, but that would have been a 1-on-5. Just got to try and wait for some support to come along, because you don't have to throw it in right away. You just need to try to get some backup before you try to build anything up.
Whistle's actually going to favor Madison and go against Katie Beck here, even though she was the one that hit the turf. Just the 3rd foul on the Lady Colts here in half number 2. So we're starting to get short on time, under 14 minutes to go. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, that was on Madison. Okay. Eyes deceived me for a moment. Plenty of room out wide now for Lamp. Able to find some feet. The step over. Wanted to allow that to keep flowing up to Barnett. And that should be a foul as well. They're going to say play on, at least for now, with the advantage.
It went on long enough. Good communication here by Clear Fork. Just letting that ball roll all the way to the keeper. They'll scoop it up.
That's what you're going to get with such a veteran roster. Just a lot of varsity minutes. Smith now in her 2nd year as a starter, back in the net for the Lady Colts. Is this one just a shade out in front of Barnett?
And right now, Clear Fork just winning a ton of 50-50 balls.
Madison tried to blister that one through. Washington had the right idea. But it leads back the other way. LCP threatening yet again. And they're going to have a corner kick on the way. 5th corner.
Yeah,
tonight.
any corners for Madison today?
No corner kicks yet for Madison. And I mentioned Mel Blueball was going to be in the house. Here's a couple of former Colts here. Making their way up into the bleachers. And got to like what they've been seeing so far here. from this Clear Fork team. I mean, really dominating the time of possession. Another clean look potentially off the set piece. I think Stover was able to lay a foot on it, just couldn't aim it towards frame.
Yeah, exactly right. Kind of tapped it right down below her and maybe tapped off of her left foot after the right foot touched and went straight ahead of her, where she was facing to the right of the goal. But just looking at this score right now, 3-0 Colts. Was this what you were expecting coming into today? This has been a nice little show that the Colts have put on the road.
Typically, Madison is able to find a way to produce some type of offense in this matchup. We have seen in years past, a couple of years ago, Clear Fork really dominated the time of possession, but it's Madison taking advantage of the rare opportunities that they had. Have not been able to produce those like we've seen in years past. So I think just kind of this is the buildup that Coach Becknell has been waiting for. Obviously, we just mentioned Mel Bluebaugh, and that was their ultimate weapon last year. But collectively as a unit, these girls have been playing together forever when you look at this senior class, and there's a lot of them out there making big-time contributions as this one just skirts by on the outside.
Yeah, not a bad look. 180 turn on the shot, just wasn't able to get it on frame. As looking now on the screen, it just looks like, actually it was on the screen before, but I see Madison kind of warming up out in the distance, the boys getting ready for this second leg of the doubleheader between Madison and Clear Fork.
Sub 10 minutes to go now here on a Mechanics Bank scoreboard. Big shout out to the entire team over there at Mechanics. And new location about to sprout up over in Ashland. So banking just got a little bit better here for North Central Ohio. Rams with a quick throw in. This is going to be lobbed up, a little bit of contact. See if it's a throw in or if that was a foul.
Looks like they called it a foul, so pristine opportunity to try and curl into the box, get a head on it.
Got Ellie Powell on the ball, 3-year starter for the Lady Rams. And she's going to bend it back post. Oh! Actually hits off of the post, inches away from making this a 2-goal differential. And easily the best shot that Madison's been able to produce so far tonight. Might not be done. The turn, the shot here, but it'll leak just wide.
Yeah, good job there just watching that one go out. But here, this opportunity nearly turned into the first goal of Madison's season, but they'll have to wait just a little bit longer. But with the way they're trending right now, Brian, it feels like that goal could be coming soon.
Yeah, this is like right off the inside of the post there, so that's as close as you can possibly get. Though they'll get a set piece backside, and the header is in. So Madison not throwing in the towel just yet. We get the combination here. Powell to Powell. It's Ellie to Addie for the goal. And how about that sisterly love? Can you beat that out there?
Nice little embrace as they make their way back. Of course, they're in a rush. They want to try to get back into this game down 3-1. But here's another look thanks to Northwestern Mutual as this one's crossed in. And just good job getting the leverage, jumping up, getting the head on the ball, and sneaking it right past the keeper.
That's that boom, boom, Powell right there, baby. Ellie, the junior, finding the frosh in Addie with her first career goal, and you saw it right here, live and free. Talked about Coach Huff and having those goal-scoring freshmen. Here's another one.
And if anything, if they don't come all the way back and at least tie this game, they have that to build off of, just knowing that, I believe that was their first corner of the game. Having the first corner of the game go into the back of the net, that's progress right there, and that's what you like to see in your season opener.
And this is the first time they've had kind of the run of play. The last 2-3 minutes right now, Madison developing a couple of nice runs, certainly down the near side here. And for Clear Fork, maybe a bit of complacency. You start looking up at the scoreboard, 3-0. It's hot. You've been playing out here for about 70 minutes or so. And you can't ever let your guard down, and especially in a game against a team like Madison, they'll make you pay, as you saw just about a minute ago.
Yeah, talking about hot. It's been sitting at 85 degrees pretty much the entirety of this game.
Probably more like 95 here in the press box.
Yes. I'm sweating up here. Definitely going to go take a seat outside for as much time as I can before this second game gets going.
Oh my gosh, our producer showing off. He's freezing over here. He's got a pair of extra gloves on this whole time. My goodness.
But it's kind of one of those things where you can tell that I don't think this press box has been used since probably last football season.
Did host a playoff soccer game here.
Yeah.
That I was in attendance for. Probably was the last one. Just a gorgeous facility out here at Startek Stadium and a brand new scoreboard, I might add. Same as Clear Fork we saw last night when we were out of training. They've got a brand new scoreboard modeled basically after the old scoreboard. However, you can actually read it now.
Yes.
Pretty special.
Especially on our broadcast, you will get to see that cam clock much better than you have before. No? Is that shaking your head? Producer says there's still a pole in the way.
Breaking news, 3-0 Ontario girls lead at Ashland right now. 5 minutes to go in that Friday night football affair.
And probably by now your daughter's made her varsity debut.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. She was a nervous wreck today. I think she redid the bun on her hair multiple times and just wanted to make sure that she looked the varsity part. So best of luck to Aaliyah out there in her minutes. Hopefully they're going to hang on and get the win for Ontario tonight. Barnett redirects, slapped out of there by the Rams. Coming up to try to keep it in the attacking third is Layla.
Just going to try to be killing some time here if you're Clear Fork. Just nice, smart passes. Keep them as close as you can.
Yeah, like that,
possession.
The triangle technique they have going right now.
Yeah,
moving around and nearly a nice setup. Barnett was about to truck towards net. Poked away. And now they do find Brinley a little bit of space. Tries the crossover. And she gets her pocket picked.
Yeah, nice little tiki-taka action there. Keeping the ball. Forcing Madison, when they do get the ball, just to go with long clearances that keep it with the Colts.
Line to the middle, mismeasured. Hit by Ellie Powell, a little too deep. Back and forth we go on a couple of turnovers. And Clear Fork doesn't have to be in any hurry now with 4:20 showing on the clock. And they're throwing on the way. And you do see the boys moving in the background now. They are the second half of our doubleheader here tonight. They'll be starting sometime around 7 p.m. And Jonathan, we have got our work cut out for us choosing a player of the game for tonight.
So we're going to leave it to the comment section? Is that what I'm thinking?
I always think it's a good idea to let the people decide. So if you've been tuned in for the majority of the game, please let us know in the comments who you think is worthy of being our game MVP. We do have some cool OH Report swag to give away here tonight. We got a cup and some stickers. I've got some suckers that I stole from the bank today as well, and even a keychain. So there's a lot to take away besides just a victory. And
our producer just offered his pen. As an addition.
Just keeps getting better and better. We are the home of live and free, and we do like to give away that free swag as well. So get your votes in for tonight's game MVP. That'll happen pretty much directly right after the contest. We'll bring them up here for a conversation and then shut it down. Get ready for the second half of our doubleheader.
And of course, tonight, Friday night football, but we've got some Saturday morning football as well, as Edison will take on Crestview. Crestview Cougars, we're going to have their first action of the season. Great partners over at Crestview in Richland County. Going to be excited to see both their boys and girls take some action today as we see an offside call. Or tomorrow for that Crestview game.
Look at this sneaky, sneaky pass from Brinley. And they said Perry's offside. I don't know, watching the instant replay there. But with the 3-1 lead, time is on your side here with just 2:30 showing. And another shot from Barnett. goes over top. 9th shot in the second half here from the Lady Colts.
And Brian talked just plugging that Crestview game tomorrow, just like I was excited to see this Clear Fork team without Melody Bluebaugh. I'm excited to see what Crestview can do without Elise Belcher on the pitch.
Yeah, it's going to be a much different looking team out there in Cougar Country. And for the fellas as well, they had quite a few veterans last year. Bit of a turning of the tide, so we'll see what Coach Pond has in store for us here for the 2025 season, as we're now sub 2 minutes. And Barnett kind of slow to get up after that latest collision. And she's been taking a couple of licks so far here in the second half, where she's had to pull herself up off the turf. And with this 85-degree heat, maybe an ice bath will be in store for her as she hangs around to watch the fellas play. Maybe probably not a bath out here, but at least
maybe an ice pack.
Ice packs.
Get something.
Get a few of them.
Something to feel decent enough to stick out here and probably stay on this Madison side in the shade. Because I'm looking across at those Clear Fork fans a lot.
Yeah, a lot of hands up over the eyeballs.
Yeah, also a couple of umbrellas I see covering up the legs.
Final buck 10 here. Colts looking for a little cherry on top. Wyans already got 1 goal. Taking her time, sets it up, rocket right foot, right back at her. Angel with the deflection. She's defended really well here in the second half, so as much as you're going to miss her offense up top in that forward position, she just really understands how to attack and know when to pick and choose her moments. So it's going to be a nice weapon for Zach Huff. Be interested to see where she ends up by midseason and what's the ultimate role for her.
Yeah, there's a lot to build off. Both teams, of course. Clear Fork here, 3 goals. Feeling great, especially against the Madison defense that their reputation precedes them. They're a fantastic team here in Richland County. And then you look at Madison, they're able to get that goal late. And despite the first 50, 60 minutes not looking too hot on that offensive attacking side of the ball, you got to like the steps they made in the second half with a 1-1 draw here in the second half.
Yeah, the Rams have certainly closed very well here at home tonight, but it is Clear Fork who is going to walk away with a 3-1 victory here to open up the season on Friday Night Football, ending a 2-game slide here against Madison, so they get off on the right foot in 2025. We're going to take a commercial timeout. I'm going to jump into the comments section and see who you guys think should be our game MVP. That's presented by North Central State College. That is coming up here on the other side of the break. Plus, we'll have some stats, some quick analysis, and get you all ready for game number 2 here on opening night of the high school fall sports season.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
I like being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Every time that we walk in, we know we're going to walk into a place that's very clean, and when we walk in, we have a professional environment to come to. The reliability of Pinnacle is always on the spot. We've been with them 16 years so far. They're committed, they are professional, they are very transparent with their pricing, and they excel at meeting every goal and every need we have.
Game presented by our good friends over at Panchos Tacos. Come on down to Panchos, get the best food and drinks in town. They've got locations in Mansfield, Bellville, and now Mount Vernon. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Northwestern Mutual, for a better way to money, contact financial rep Jalen Reese and wealth management advisor Mike Cohen at your local Mansfield office. North Central State College, providing individuals with the knowledge, skills, and inspiration to succeed in their chosen paths. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. And our friends at Pinnacle Building Services, elevate your professional space with tailored cleaning solutions that promise unmatched quality and reliability. We're about to hear from your game MVP. I can see her now. Get ready. Brinley Barnett about to be on the mic. Stay tuned.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
I like being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Congratulations to you, Brinley.
Thank you.
Let's just talk about today's game. You scored the first goal of the game, and you put one on a platter for your fellow senior. How did today feel coming out and really showing out the offense against Madison?
I mean, we've been working like a lot recently on our offense, like more specifically, and I mean, the goal was just a PK. I mean, just put it back there, and the assist. I mean, Ashley was screaming for the ball, and we just played it right to her. And I think the third goal too, I played it to Zoe, and she had a beautiful goal too. But it feels good to be back out with my best friends. I mean, this is my favorite season and my favorite sport, so I'm glad to be back out here.
And you're coming off a pretty solid season as well. Of course, you lose a couple of pieces, but it's never a rebuild year. It's always just regrouping. How do you feel like this group so far in the last couple of weeks of practice has really gotten familiar with each other?
I think we are already like pretty like familiar with each other, and we work really well together. And so we have like a lot of like good team chemistry. So that really helps a lot. And we've just been working more on like trusting each other and our pattern plays, and like making it work in games, not just in practices. But yeah, tonight I think we went out and we did pretty good for our first game.
Well, congratulations to you. As
Thank
our
you.
first MVP of this new season, we've got a special cup for you with some OH Report swag.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations to Brinley. We've got game 2 coming up. We're going to wrap up our broadcast of the girls' game. Good win here for Clear Fork, 3-1. Congrats.
Thank you.
Every time that we walk in, we know we're going to walk into a place that's very clean, and when we walk in, we have a professional environment to come to. The reliability of Pinnacle is always on spot. We've been with them 16 years so far. They're committed, they are professional, they are very transparent with their pricing, and they excel at meeting every goal and every need we have.
Post-game action brought to you by our friends over at Panchos Tacos. A 3-1 victory for the Lady Colts on the road here tonight as they knock off Madison. Here is how they did it by the numbers. 20 total shots tonight for Clear Fork, 9 of those on frame, but really how they were able to win is just the domination in the midfield. You look at that TOP, and it was in Clear Fork's favor basically from the first 5 minutes on. Madison only had about a 2-minute window where they were in control and dictating the pace. They were actually able to get a goal off of that with the freshmen, the Powell sisters connecting. That was pretty cool to see Addie come through. However, it's the 3 seniors tonight for Clear Fork getting it done. Our MVP, Brinley Barnett, kind of setting the stage. She had the assist as well to Ashton Wine with just 3 seconds to go before that first half ended. And then Zoe Lamp with the 3rd goal and the icing on the cake. We've got a cherry on top, though, coming for you guys. The boys edition of this game is on the way, so we are signing out for Game 1 here at Startek Stadium. We will see you guys back here real soon. The next game kicking off in about 10 minutes. We'll be there. We'll see you.